Hello, I'm Andy, and today I want to share another Hausa build order for Empire Wars, or at least kind of like a guide, or how I think Hausa can be played in Empire Wars. At least it's my approach, and I think it's very good. It's a bit boomy, but also you've got a strong timing, and this is mainly powered by the fact that you get automatic upgrades for the natives, and they cost influence, and then you can get a decent push out going. Yeah, so that is the idea behind this build order. So what you want to do, a pretty normal pretty normal build order, to be honest. You age up as soon as you gather up your resources here. You are getting a granary, and then you are also getting the hunting dogs upgrade, or at least the upgrade, whatever it's called. For the build order, or for the card order, you want the 3 villages just to boost your economy a bit more at the start. This also gives you a wagon, which I typically use to get as many trading posts as possible. Oftentimes you can get like 2 pretty safe, sometimes even 3. Yeah, and then I age up with the mosque. This allows me to get a bit more XP, to get the ball rolling very fast. This allows me also to get access to the upgrade, which where you get 1 goat with every shipment in your university. And yeah, so for booming, mainly I want to gather as much coin as possible, and I want to use these cows for the, what did I say? I want to get as much food as possible, so I only really want to gather food, which means I get the upgrades here for the food, and I also get the spice trade. Because you got 2 trading posts already, you can typically just send all of these cards. I'm unsure if you can always send this card here. If you're under pressure, you should send this card, because then you get more defense out. So yeah, but usually maybe it's good, but I think it might delay your H4, but I'm not 100% sure. So maybe you can get away with it. Usually you can get away with it, but this maybe means your H4 is like 20 seconds later. Yeah, and also this Pulaku code, this also increases your gather rate for your villagers. At this point, the villagers, they are gathering the hunts crazy fast, because they are powered by the granaries. You've got 2 upgrades on them already. You've got spice trade, and you've got Pulaku code, and these all increase the gather rate. So that's very, very fast you're getting your food there. In the meantime, you also want to set up some universities. You want to build them close to a trading post and a palace. Yeah, so the first 2 usually you go close to a trading post, and then you put in the palace beside it, and that gives you some influence generation already, and that helps you out pretty much. Yeah. What you also want to try to get is these trading posts. Depending on the natives, I find the European natives are usually very good. Like, eventually you want to get them all, but at the start, these trading posts here are more important. But they are still very good, and they should be some priority for you. So yeah, so you're getting all your food upgrades. That means you're gathering crazy fast food. And the core idea of this build order is to go fast industrial, and then just to spam influence units. And yeah, that's the idea. So for H1, I picked the mosque builder. H3, I usually get the Berber allies. With the Berber allies, you can often get a bit more economy out. And for the H4, I get the Yorubas. mainly because they're musket type unit. And that, yeah, that's the musket type unit helps a lot with. So they go well together with basically everything. So you really need some base units, and the Yoruba allow you to get the heavy infantry musket type units, and you also get the fast, the lancer type units, which you can pump out pretty fast if you're under pressure. And by the way, if you're under pressure, you just try to get out as many of these forts or of these palaces and some outposts. I don't think you can really kill this build order early. Like I don't think you can be killed in the second age. And I also don't think, like, maybe some heavy Falconet push might punish this, but I haven't experienced it, and I think it's still difficult to pull off. And you still got some units to inside your deck, and you can get out a lot of defenses. So in case you're under pressure, you typically just skip the universities, or at least the extra universities, and go for some more towers to defend. Okay, so now we are going up to the 4th age. Before, I typically, if I'm a bit faster or if I'm under pressure, I might skip this one here, these loyal warriors, but usually this is very much worth it because basically all your units are cheaper. And in age 4, what I'm going to do, I'm going just for the start, I'm going to send influence and the other influence card. And now I'm also getting the Royal Embassy to get out the Berber nomads. And what I also want to get out is I want to get out more native units. So in this case, I kind of secured this. I figured, okay, maybe we can get these Tatar units, these Cav archers. What's also going very well with this build order is if you're getting the palace upgrade, like the palace upgrade for your falconets, so you can build falconets, which I'm doing right now. So I'm getting out units. I don't think you should attack too early. I think around 9 to 10 is go time, because then you typically have your native ally mass. You've got some cannons, and you shipped influence a few times, and yeah. So at this point, also because we are not really using resources anymore, I mean, we could theoretically go up to Imperial Age, but I think that's a bit greedy. So what you want to do is you want to add some of these war camps and get some units in addition to units. So maybe like depending on what natives there are on the map, you could go for the archers. I think with this deck I mainly focus on archers, so I might just add in Fulani archers, but you could also just add in the Lifty Knights. They are also always kind of decent. Yeah, so yeah, and also this card, with this card you can get these upgrades cheaper for the war camp units, so that's why I have this card in my deck. I think I usually like it. That's why I use it. But really, from this point on, you should just get out your influence units. You should spam this influence a bit more. Eventually, you also want to get this upgrade here, so you can get influence in your trading post. And then eventually, you want to start your push. I mean, this is no all-in push. Your economy is still very, very, very strong because you send a lot of economic upgrades. So all you really want to do with this push is to get some map control, secure the trading posts. Try not to get cleaned up. That always really hurts. These influence units are not the easiest to replace, because influence isn't so easy to get as food, for example. So try not to lose these units if possible. And yeah, but But eventually your army should grow. You should eventually add in the war camp and add in these units like these lifty knights and stuff, and that makes it very difficult to stop. I think it's one of the better Empire Wars build orders, because you've got a strong timing. You are not really all in. You still have got a good economy, so it's not like you're committing too much to this. You can always just send in these 10 villagers a few times to boost your economy. So I think it's pretty flexible. You can also add in these camels here for some nasty push. You still got the option to exchange all your food to influence. So that means you could theoretically get a very huge army out. So if I optimize this a bit more and I get all these units out, like this army is double the size of it is currently, and that's a very dangerous push because they are all champion units. Because for native or for Africans, they get the upgrade automatically, and also the field, so the cannons, all the influence units basically get upgraded automatically. So all the palace units and all the native units get upgraded automatically. And that means they're just very hard to stop and very powerful. And you don't really have to invest very much in it. So yeah, at this point I'm probably also adding some... Should probably also add some units, like some war camp units. Or I could go to Imperial, but I find Imperial is a bit greedy. I could also add another town center, so to get more influence out of these things and to boost my economy. Yeah, at this point, I kind of sent too many units in. He got some strong mercenaries. He probably got a lot of coin. He got seven banks, so his economy is not bad at all. But still, I don't think it can compete against the Hausa economy. At this point, I also, like I said, these 10 villagers, they, like if I get my houses now, I could just be at 75 villagers already. If I just send these, and if I'm not sending my influence anymore. But I figured, okay, I want to keep the pressure up, I want to finish this game. Because food is going to be ready. At this point, I thought at least. So I just invested more into army. I should have also, as I said, I should have added these way earlier. I thought I was still thinking about going to Imperial. Yeah. But maybe I should have just added like 15 lifty knights. That would have helped a lot. Maybe even added some mortars. Also, please don't do this at home. Don't have half your economy idle. Even though it's very easy with this build because your villagers are just so fast with all the natural resources. You should still try to avoid it. At this point, by the way, I think I also got all the market upgrades. It's also something you can focus on. Yeah, and just really go from here. I think I'm waiting for Imperial. Just to... Because in Imperial, actually... Because they are still also just getting auto-upgraded, so all my units are getting auto-upgraded once I hit Imperial. And that makes them just 50% stronger. I mean, 50%... 50% on the base stats. So it's not technically 50% stronger, but it's a lot stronger. Let's say it like this. Yeah, and one more thing, which also helps a lot. So you in the university, you have got this upgrade, which costs, I think, 450 influence, which speeds up your age up timer. I think I've used it to get faster to age 4. I think if you are not under pressure like I was, or not under a lot of pressure, and you don't need the units necessarily, I think it's always useful to get it. Maybe it's even good if you're under pressure, because then you can get out your 1600 influence faster. At this point, finally, I got this HDG Emirate, because I wanted these upgrades for these, and then finally add these Lifty Knights and Raiders to get a bit more mass on my units. Yeah, but now he's engaging, and of course, this game was over like 10 minutes ago, I think. Yeah, so I think that's very good. Like Hausa build order with the influence, you've got a strong economy even without all this influence stuff, because you're sending the spice trade and the Pulaku code. But this influence stuff, it just crowns this build order, I think, because these units are just so strong, and it's not that difficult to get them out with all these cards. And now I got the upgrade for these units, and just look at these stats, they are so strong. So it's not an all-in build order. The only real threat is if you're getting pushed very early, which I think is usually not happening for Empire Wars, because it's very difficult to kill someone in Empire Wars if he can just build a million outposts. So if you can survive the first five minutes, which you can in 95% of the time, then you just have this huge economy, these very strong units, and you can just attack and attack and attack. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to share. I hope you like this kind of video. I hope you give Empire Wars some a try, because oftentimes the queue times are long and there's not too many people playing it. But I really enjoy experimenting in Empire Wars. I think it's a very fast pace, so I like to play it from time to time. And maybe this build order inspires you to play it. And yeah, in any case, have a good one and see you guys around. Bye bye.